Alright, hopefully this is a lot better. Because 12 FPS is not what we shoot for here. As a matter of fact, I'd say it's disrespectful. You know what I mean? We come here for quality content on a inconsistent basis, and we won't stand for anything less. Alright. So, my ramblings prior to this was to go and attack the quest up north. That actually is going to be a little scary because I don't have as much dynamite as I would like in order to attack that. I only say the dynamite part because there are a couple of scary packs up there that I'd like to break up with the dynamite tech. But, you know what? We'll figure it out. I also need to level up my two-handed skill a little bit because I'm about 40 points behind. So we'll take a swing at a few things on the way up there. Hopefully get our skill up high enough to negate some of that scariness. I will have to swap over to my main in about 20 minutes or so to ensure that I get my double buffs for the next raid that I do, which probably won't be until Monday, sadly. I will be heading out of town here for the weekend to go visit some family. But, yeah, I gotta make sure that I'm prepped for Monday. That also means I'll make sure I have to get my Rend before then, because Rend is a very large damage and threat boost for tanking, so gotta make sure I have that.
It's too far away.
For anyone curious as to why I am spamming Sunder, that is because it is a non-damaging spell. So it gives me a few more swings on mobs. And on top of that, like most warrior abilities, if it does not hit, if it gets blocked, parry, dodged, whatever, it refunds you a massive amount of the rage cost as well. So there's very little downside to using it. My weapon skill still a little lower than I would like for it to be. Hoping I can work my way into this cave quickly enough to get the escort quest done and be out by the time I need to be on my main for buffs. That's fun. Not gonna lie, super lucky crits. There's a good chance I would have had to have potioned or otherwise just run for my life in that situation. This is not good. mobs are all higher level too, which is annoying. Good news, 125 mining means that we get to mine iron. So, got that going for us as a positive. Why am I critting so much? 4.2% crit does not normally shake out like this, so I'm real curious. Of course, miss parry. Trackers run, so we gotta make sure we hamstring. Give myself a nice little food buff. Never did grab that food that I told myself to grab. It's okay. At least you have a couple pieces. Longest aggro radius ever? What the fuck? Okay, cool. What? Pop a disarm on him. Oh, he just re-enrages, alright. Does that make sense? Because when I stop being angry,
Health warning.
I just get angry again. Cool. I'm not sure there's a way for me to sneak around here. Because I think if I can get into the cave and fight my way in there, I would be fine. But getting into the cave is definitely the hard part. I would prefer to save my abilities to get out. I cannot loot that chest, sadly, because that would definitely aggro to me. As will that guy. Okay. Gotta think about this, gotta think about this. Because really what's scary about here is the casters and not having enough dynamite. Okay, I'm gonna throw one. See what happens. If I get just the melee. Okay, a lot less scary. Just gotta make sure I debuff them. A good crit goes a very long way, actually.
Health warning. Health warning.
You know, you put the kids to bed, and you would think that means they're
Health
asleep,
warning.
but you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. Putting kids to bed doesn't actually mean anything. It is actually a complete ruse, and I don't know why I ever tricked myself into thinking they'd be asleep. Oh, big resist into an immediate parry, of course. Great, he's running. He's not running towards his friends. Perfect. I need that guy a little further away from his buddy, I think. Alright. Not good. Okay. We're doing things, we're doing things.
Health warning. Health warning. Health warning.
We are dancing with danger right now. I love it. This is legitimately how I play, and it scares the absolute shit out of my guildies sometimes. Because they firmly believe, and they're not wrong for believing it, that I should play safer on a character that, you know, doesn't get the benefit of having up-to-date health potions or gear and, you know, all the niceties that may entail. Got 86 throwing daggers. Just gotta double check to make sure that I'm staying up to date with that stuff. Oh shit.
Health warning. Health warning. Health warning.
Didn't want to have to pop my big pot, but here we are.
Health warning. Health warning.
That was a lot worse than I anticipated. And it's giving me bad vibes for this cave. But you know what? We're sticking to it. We're that dumb. Alright. I just gotta fight my way down there. Because once you get Keyshawn, the guy that you're trying to save in this cave, he does an insane amount of heavy lifting in terms of damage. So he has like 1,300 health. He's an elite. He hits like a truck. You just gotta get to him. Staying topped off health-wise is also extremely recommended. You gotta be especially careful for respawns. There are a couple reset points in here, but they are difficult to get to. Honestly, I think this cave would be a little less scary had I respect to have my Deep Wounds ability. I only say that because, you know, getting a crit is not only a massive damage boost in a fight, but that Deep Wounds is a pretty decent bleed over time.
I can't do that yet.
That patrol's gonna be a real pain in my ass if I don't get him out of the way quickly. No, okay. Almost fumbled that. Almost fumbled it. We're good. We're good. We will kill him. Easy peasy. If I had deep wounds on that guy, I wouldn't have had to worry about that. I would have just let him bleed out. Do need to be careful about this little corner right here, because there's typically a mob right there. My buddy that died last night is logged on into his, I guess his baby mage. Sad. Alright. I'm gonna take a second to passively regen some health while I make some dynamite, because this dynamite will come in handy. It was worth it just for the
That
3.
ability isn't ready yet.
Kite back just a bit. HP is the biggest slap in the face. Okay, I'll take a second to re-stam up. I got 17 minutes before those buffs go out. I might decide to get them tomorrow, because I really want to finish this quest. There's a patrol that I need to mark. I don't know how far he pats. Okay. Definitely don't want to pull that guy right now. Bandage super quick. If he pulls, he pulls. If not, okay, cool. It's actually super worth it for me. Did not even see that guy right there. Okay, bandage is still on cooldown for a bit. Definitely need full HP because if I pull that second caster, I need to be able to. So did not pull him. Pull this guy back for sure. Pull some rage. I need to know if that guy gets pulled. Close that. Auto, accept and complete, cool.
What can I do for you? Light bless you.
Alright, bud, let's get the hell out of here. I got 13 minutes to get out of this cave, which should be plenty of time. I always let him take aggro first. Said he hits like a truck. He's got Mocking Blow. He will give me plenty of time to pool my rage so that I can fully utilize my kit at this level. Yeah, the hardest part of this quest is, if you're doing it solo as a warrior, is first off you gotta get into the cave, because getting past those mobs outside are rough if you don't know how to pull properly. And then the hardest part after getting into the cave is just kind of clearing your way in towards him, because you have to like really know the patrols in the area. You got to be really careful with your line of sight, because you never know when you're going to pull a caster. As you saw earlier, I pulled a mob, did not see the caster hiding around the corner, and had to pop my big potion that I did not want to pop prior. since I cleared solo, the respawns are going to be pretty hectic in here. Just gotta be real leery of that stuff. If shit gets way too crazy, I will have to pop a retal. I don't really want to have to pop my retaliation for something like this, but once again, I am very much in the mindset of you can't pop your cooldowns if you're dead. He's probably going to pull this caster from the side, right? This is when you pop cooldowns.
Health warning. Health warning. Health warning.
Did not want to pop my retal there, but
Need help?
need help, he says? Yeah. Yeah, I needed your help before all that shit went down. Okay. That puts me in a rough spot. Okay. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. I don't see us pulling another 5-pack like that, so I think we'll be fine. Think we'll be fine. If push comes to shove and I see him pull a pack that's just way too big, I am going to absolutely just bail out. What is up, Trick? I'm gonna let him do his thing over here. Alright.
Well met.
Dude, the dude's an animal. He's just, why is he not healing? Okay. Once again, I let him walk out. If he draws aggro from anything, he does. Better him than me at this point. Cool. Because I can reliably peel for him. I do not trust this guy to peel for me, so... I say that as soon as he immediately mocking blows. I do have a VOD from yesterday's raid. I don't think I've uploaded it to my channel quite yet, but if you look on my YouTube, under the same name, Lonely WoW Hardcore, it should be under there, I think. Once again, I'm going to let him pull. I will more than likely just rip the casters off of him. Surely he doesn't pull.
I need to get closer.
pull this Legional Tech over here where I'm going to... Never mind. I'd have to pull it on the next guy. I need him to live just long enough for me to get my Hearthstone off. Yep. Yep. That was a bail angle. All that work. Oh, that is so upsetting. Oh well. Like I said, that is why I let him pull aggro, because, you know, you just don't want to... You give yourself some outs, you know what I mean? I'm going to get on my main for a bit to get my buffs. Look, I am, in the most literal sense, just giga brain gaming right now, okay? I was playing like 5D chess in that I knew exactly what was about to happen, so... Trick, tell everyone what amazing gameplay you just witnessed. uh, yeah, really gets the blood pumping, you know. I think it would have been smarter for me to pull that pack, because I really thought that the aggro radius was going to pull that first pack a little further back. I had forgotten that he just kind of walks in the center, and they're all just like, "Is he really doing this?" before they start attacking. Had I done that, I would have cleared that easily, but I don't think I would have made it in time for buffs. So I mean, I guess a little bit of a you know, give and take situation, I guess. And I'll say it again, the hardest part of that quest is just really getting into the cave. I dropped the ball at the end, so. Also, that's legitimately just how I play while leveling, and it, oh shit, there's Ghosty. That's legitimately just how I play while leveling, and it scares the shit out of Tim. That's the kind of content that I provide to the masses for free, and I still don't have a cult following, so you know. I'm really in a situation where I'm like, look, I've got the goods, I just need people to realize it. think I went. I think I was leveling the other day and I got down to like 39 HP. And I realized that if I hadn't taken my food buff and a stamina scroll, that I definitely would have died. I'm gonna need to re-up on my boons. I think I'm down to my last 3. But I don't want to fly all the way out to Plaguelands for that. Wait, they have a Thrash? I didn't know that actually. I did know that they'd a slap. I did not know they slapped because of a Thrash. I'm about to say, what is Bear doing in Stranglethorn right now? But I just realized as he's getting buffs. You know, there are so many just crash courses into mechanics for people that don't know by simply existing in this game. Like getting to 60, and every single boss has a threat reset mechanic. Wait, Ted's Hunter is level 60? When did that happen? Ah. Ah. Is this guy really gonna Hearthstone early? Okay. I need to figure out the lighting in this room because I look like shit. Great. That is 3 buffs booned. Alright. Back to my main. My level 60 alt does not amuse me anymore. I don't think this will level me, right? Close. Close, close, close. Don't really want to go down into or Duskwood yet. Kind of want to go up here, knock these quests out, get a 10 slot bag. That would be really nice.
Light be with you.
Shoot, I really want to hit 26 though, because I can get... Do I have any quests to turn in first before I... No, great. I'd really like to hit 26. So I can train. I don't think there's any mobs nearby that are high enough for me just to get the little bit of XP I need. Except for maybe these Murlocs. Because I think some of them are 20. Alright. He's not going to give me the XP that I need. I need to kill one more. Save its scroll strength. Light feather I don't care about. Perfect. Alright, this means I can go respec, put some stuff in the bank. It's a pretty nice bow. Alright, we're flying a Stormwind. We will... Actually, maybe I could get a Stockades group going. That'd be nice. Alright, that's the goal. We're gonna try and get a Stockades group going, because that would be
Hello.
a lot of good XP
Safe travel.
and pretty easy access to... Oh, who's inviting me? What's going on? Hey, let's go. Uh... I gotta take a look at officer chat now. What the hell is going on here? Hmm. 2 ST deaths. Sad. And no more here. He's got Edge Masters. What a Chad. Alright, so let's clear
How
our
are you?
bags. Don't care about that. Keep that. Maybe I can get lucky and get 150 for silk bandages.
See you around.
I need to grab that quest for sure. Put my bandages or my bandage recipes in the bank.
Hey there. See you later.
Make a dynamite out of what I have. I think my mining is now high enough that I can train it to the next skill ceiling. Oh, who are you trying to run jailbreak for? Is that for Ted? I love Ash. Who we running for this time? Who we running through this time? Yeah, I'm seeing that now. I forgot that Callie had the 60 Warlock. I'm glad he has the. He had a backup though, intentional or not. Losing him was a pretty big hit last night, actually. I was really sad about that.
Well met. Light bless you.
Alright, I gotta respec, train.
How are you?
Grab the quest real quick. Nice, we got a priest. Shoot, all I need is a warlock for a stamina buff, and I'd be so happy to be a little beefier from Fortitude and the Blood Pact. Grab my mining real quick. Oh wow, 2 self-founds? That's rare. And ironically, it's a self-found mage, so he couldn't trade water, but the priest is also self-found, so he couldn't get the water if he wanted to.
Here there.
Nice.
Off with you.
Can now smelt iron. That's actually really, really big.
Need assistance? Alrighty then.
The paladin just asked me, can I tank this? And I said, yeah, I can off-tank like a champ. Only thing I'm worried about is the hunter pet, obviously. Hunters don't know how to control their pets. Did I pass up the quest giver? She's probably patrolling and I just missed her. Oh well.
King's honor, friend.
Okay. So I don't care about... I do care about charge ring too. Hell yeah. And I do care about challenging shout. Very big. Okay, I don't care about rend. I don't care about revenge rank too.
Be careful. Greetings.
I do wish to unlearn my talents. It's
honor,
gonna be my
friend.
last gold. That is so gross. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. There we go. Pointed impale. Great. Toss my challenge out onto my bar. That will eventually get replaced by my challenging shout, goblin sapper charge, lip taunt macro. I don't trust Old Town, so I'm going to toss on my shield and my one-hander in defensive stance because you never know when that griefing jackass is going to be in here.
What can I do for you?
I still need to clear out my bags. Actually, while I'm here, I'm going to grab these Stormwind herbs. My dummies are getting outdated. I do need to learn how to fish. If I don't learn how to fish, I will not
Well
be
met.
able to, I won't be able to make better level dummies in the future. Okay, keep that.
Go with honor, friend.
He's still a few minutes out, so I got some time.
How are you? Safe travels.
Alrighty. I want to once again reiterate that putting your kids to sleep does not actually mean anything, because they still come into your room 10 times a night anyway, for any number of reasons, honestly. The latest of which was, I hope you feel better tomorrow.
Light be with you.
Actually, I need to see. Do I have... Okay. Hey, to my other viewer, welcome. Hop onto the chat. Come say hello. About to run a nice little Dead Mines here on the Self-Found Warrior and everyone's favorite gnome. We also happen to unironically have a Self-Found Priest and a Self-Found Mage in the group, so gonna have a good time here. I will be off-tanking this because the Paladin begged me to let him tank, which I'm fine with. I am cool with just sitting back and keeping the backline safe. And if my new viewer is a someone that I don't know, welcome to the channel. I am a tank for my guild. We are clearing most 40-man content, and we will be starting AQ40 next Monday, or this upcoming Monday, actually. So, super excited for that. There have been a ton of deaths in there, though, so I have my own personal reservations about going in there, but, you know, I think we're going to rock it. Our guild is super fucking solid. I've never once worried about running into things with them. I think we're definitely gonna be a competitor for some of these other guilds. But this guy, for my new viewer in here, if you haven't been to the channel before, is a throwback to my first ever 60 that I had on this server. He was a self-found gnome warrior as well, and got him to 60, but sadly died to a disconnect shortly after our first guild raid. definitely need to be a little more careful with this healer. I feel like my health bar dropped pretty low, and given his like 70% mana at the end of that fight, I feel like I should have been a little healthier, even though I'm not the one main tanking this.
I'm out of range.
I love getting disarmed. This priest mind blasting and keeping me less than full HP is alarming, to say the least.
It's too far away.
Oh my, what is that opening? Holy shit. Literally the longest string I've had of just misses. Hell yeah, we keeping the rolls big as always with that fat 18. Super unlikely that I'm going to get all my bandanas off of this, which is kind of sad, but is what it is. not good. I hate this. I hate this. Cool. Okay. Here we go. Don't care about that. When do priests get fear ward? Cause not to be that guy, but should have had fear ward in there somewhere. That's actually really good. Holy shit. Need at least one of them.
Not enough rage.
You know, maybe I will get lucky and get all my... I say that now. I might get screwed. I just gotta make sure to loot after this guy loots to guarantee a drop for myself. I was slow on that one. That'd have been number 8. So for those that don't know, the paladin has either completed the quest or isn't on the quest. But if he loots something and it happens to have the bandana on there, he can't see it, but it will become instantly available to us if the mob happens to have one. I was big time hovering my taunt button there, but I genuinely didn't want to pop it because I was already pretty low, and a single very horrible health potion is not going to save me in that situation, and retail can only do so much. Mage is almost done too.
Covering mommy and she can't do her schoolwork.
Alright, unless I get wicked good RNG, I might not complete this quest. Which is fine, this means I have to come back in tomorrow. Not the biggest deal. Yes! Sniped it. Let's go.
Need more rage! Not enough rage.
This guy would have been the only real like, difficult part for me just because of the level discrepancy. But past that, not that bad. As I usually want to come in here at 27 just so that you're on par in terms of like a level discrepancy with this guy. Everything else is within level range, so he's the only like kind of outlier because everything else is either yellow or green. Nice. Because I sniped that one bandana, I'm the only one that actually completed the quest here. Let's go. BFT sounds fun, but I'm probably gonna log off here after this. Both those sound really fun, but now I gotta hop off. I promised the wife that I would spend some time with her tonight. Watch a movie. Not sure it's on the menu, but we are typically a
What can I
couple
do
that
for you,
enjoys watching
King's
horror movies, so. So go there, go there. My Hearthstone's still down, so I'll probably Hearth over, turn that quest in. Sorry, my Hearthstone's down, so I'll probably fly over, turn that quest in. I'm here, I need to learn my fishing, so. Let's knock that out.
I buy and trade.
Buy a fishing pole. Buy some
Good day
bobbles.
to you. See you around.
I need a macro for my fishing. I don't think there's a workaround for this. I think you just kind of have to. Sad that I don't have my big iron fishing pole, and probably will not get one anytime soon. But it is what it is. This can just go right there. Not bad though, about half a level's worth of XP just from
What can I do for you?
the quests and the kills alone. So that means I can run that again tomorrow, and more than likely just knock that out. There's the mob. So the quest turn-in shows that it's right there, but she's actually a mob or an NPC that wanders around. So you actually want to look for the little turn-in dot.
Well met.
It's actually really good though, because we're making some good money off of that. Because prior to going in there, we had 7 silver after retraining and gathering our new skills. Yo, what is up? Welcome to the stream, everybody. You just missed a very eventful Stockades run. Dude, the gnome is fantastic, man. The gnome is always fantastic. It is playing the human warrior that is the bane of my existence. Because I know what lies in greener pastures, and that is the gnome warrior.
Good day to you.
Let's see, is there anything I need to actually put in my bank? Don't think there's anything I actually need in my bank right now.
Have a good one.
What is up, Pillow Pants? Love the name. Oh, what is that a refer? Is that an actual reference to that YouTube video? I'm trying to remember what from, like, I think it was DerekComedy.com on YouTube from Donald Glover before he made it big. Oh shit, it's Kilmo. Oh, he's gone. Kilmo was another one of
Well met.
our mages that has sadly died
For the
a while ago. I can't remember how he died though. I think it was a DMT run. Yo, thanks for the follows, guys. Finally passed that 10 follower mark that I've been chasing after for a bit. So I appreciate that. Every little bit helps. Playing a game that I love. I can ramble about this stuff for days. They don't. They have... So, mages are the cloth equivalent of a warrior. They have numbers on the brain, and they like seeing them pop up everywhere. Yesterday was such a case, sadly, with us losing Callie. That guy'd love to see numbers go big. He'd like to see, he'd love to see lots of big numbers all the time, and sadly he flew a little close to the sun last night and died in that Molten Core run that we did. Still kicking myself for not dropping a dummy like I felt I should have. Callie died almost instantaneously. I think Trick was one of the few people that actually had the, like, timing to like help save him, because I think Trick was the only person that got a bubble off on him. And then I think all the paladins were on like a global cooldown from their healing and didn't have a chance to save him, sadly. I think we looked at the logs and it was a 1.1 second thing. So like, unless they were actively attempting to save him before he was in danger, I don't think there was a way for him to survive that without like preventative measures put in at the start of that poll. But you know, it just goes to show you that even though we've been farming Molten Core for months, it is simply one of those things that you drop your guard for even just a little bit, or you get too comfortable with what you're doing, and you end up dying for it. I am guilty of the same thing. The only reason that my last character died was overconfidence and being like too comfortable with what I was doing. I didn't hop into Discord like I should have, and we ended up pulling something that I saw, but did not have like a chance to like type out
Need
so that
help?
we could react to it.
Light bless you.
As a result, me and Trick died. Thankfully, no one else did. But yeah. Yeah, you always got to be a little on edge. That's the one thing about hardcore is that, like I said, you drop your guard for a little bit, and it reminds you very quickly that you shouldn't do that. Also, I apologize in advance for my voice. I am getting over being sick, so my voice sounds incredibly hoarse right now. But yeah, no, for everyone that's here, thank you for jumping in. Please leave a follow if you like seeing this kind of content. I stream as consistently as I can. Sadly, this weekend I will be out doing some family stuff. But I am a longtime WoW player. This is my first delve into hardcore material. And this is also like my first genuine step into classic warrior. My first character that I ever got to 60 on Warcraft was a mage. I played that all the way through Wrath of the Lich King. In Wrath of the Lich King, I turned into a DK and was a main tank for my guild. After Wrath, I took a small break, came back during Kata, played a warrior during Kata, but I was a Fury warrior. And then after Kata, I kind of fell off and jumped back in when hardcore was a non-official thing, so we were using the add-on still. My first ever 60 was a warrior that I got with a buddy of mine. We were dueling as a priest warrior combo. Sadly, he did not make it to 60 because we disconnected in a cave. And instead of logging back on together in an attempt to save ourselves, because layering is still an issue, so there's a good chance that we logged on and we were on different layers. But I logged back on first. I managed to get myself safe. He logged back on, and as a priest, just did not have the toolkit available to save himself from all the mobs that were surrounding him when he logged back on. So he died at 56 in a cave in Felwood. If anyone plays the game, you know exactly what cave I'm talking about. A ton of people died there consistently. Yeah. So, he did rejoin me eventually on the anniversary servers. But, we got to 30 and then real life got in the way, and, then I started playing a warrior, and kind of went from there. My first character was a warrior of the same name, same class, everything, was a self-found gnome warrior. I had died at 7 and 12 respectively at that point, and was like, you know what, I'm obviously so good at the game, I'm just going to make a self-found character because this game's obviously not a challenge to me because I've died at 7 and 12. And, yeah, made it to 60 somehow. I leveled up engineering and mining, which is the way for anyone that knows. Took me 8.5 days, I think, to get to 60 on that character. And I feel like most of that was fishing because it required, making the dummies that you need to get higher level dummies required leather that I did not have access to. And the only way to get that leather was through fishing, so a lot of that time was from that. But yeah, I got that character to 60. Was actually the main tank of this guild on that character before I died to a disconnect. Died to a disconnect after our first raid as a guild. And I really thought that was going to be the end of it because I was just like, how anticlimactic. And I had insane RNG on that guy. Trick knows. Trick was running with me quite a bit. I had farmed up a Lionheart helm, which not crazy to get. But then I got a Chromatic Carapace, which is the, was it like, let me take a look so I can give you an actual number. Upper Blackrock Spire. Yeah, it says it's about a 4% drop rate to get that chest piece off that boss.
Light be with you.
Yeah, had that chest piece drop off that boss. Had all the materials to make it. Had an Alcor Sunraiser drop, which is a super rare epic dagger, just world drop in high level dungeons in Outworld. I had a Hand of Justice, which at the time was pretty difficult to get.
Go with honor, friend.
What else did I have? Oh, I had the Savage Gladiator Chain, which was a very rare chest piece to grab from BRD. So I had like a bunch of really good stuff on the character, and then died in the most sad way to a disconnect. Yeah, thought that was the end of it. Came back less than 12 hours later. Oh, sorry. Backtrack a little bit. I was farming some stuff like earlier that day and had a hand cannon drop, which is an epic gun. I managed to sell that and bought myself a pair of Edgemaster's hand guards, which if you aren't aware of what that is the like best in slot handpiece for any non-human class for warrior, because it gives you the ability to use daggers, swords, or axes without any like real penalty. Because humans have that +5 ratio to swords, which is why most warriors that you see are playing humans.
Light be with you.
It's because of that +5 sword and mace ratio that they have built in. But yeah, had just gotten some Edgemaster's Hand guards, and then 12 hours later, or not even 12 hours later, I was dead on the ground.
Need help?
Thought that was the end of it, personally, because I was
Have a
like,
good one.
how am I going to run again after dying in such a, like, shit way?
Can I help you?
And then because I'm a sadist,
See you
I was
around.
back at it in about like another 12 hours after that. That guy got to 60 pretty quickly because I had a bankroll to kind of fund him a bit. Got him to 60 in I think like 5 days, so I shaved off about 3 days worth of gameplay compared to the self-found. Raided with him for quite a bit. Cleared all of Molten Core with that guy, did a Nixia with that guy. Did the first 2 bosses of BWL, and then of course died to that DMT run that we did. But in the midst of all that, I was leveling a human as a bit of a joke, because I said I would never play a human. And yeah, the joke's on me, because now I'm playing a human as my main. But you know, life goes on. We're gaming again. Rerunning it back with the lonely gnome, everyone's favorite guy. Let's see, what else do we got? Every now and then, I look over to the servers, the softcore server that I transferred them to, and cry a little bit to myself, because they were both just such cool characters. Yeah, as a rogue, you're kind of stuck playing daggers, kind of. I only say that because if you're really min-maxing as a rogue, you're gonna go daggers, because most maces and swords are gonna get prioritized to the warriors, because they're just the biggest damage dealers in endgame for classic WoW. Like, it's not even close. Like, once they get good gear, they blow most every other class out of the water on a boss fight. But that being said, I have a huge respect for rogues, especially for good ones, which our guild has a ton of. They are like insanely talented with what they do. I see them do some stuff that would make me nervous to do, but they do it like on a consistent basis and without complaint. So, but I like to think that we have like a really strong core in our guild. Like, a lot of our raiders are people that do not have any experience raiding classic WoW in general.
Greetings.
Give me 1 second. I need to go tend to my child who is bothering my wife. Give
Hey
me
there.
1 moment. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, most of our guild has not raided Classic,
What
let
can I do
alone
for
done
you?
hardcore content in Classic. That includes myself. I cleared all of MC. I did Onyxia, and I think I did the first boss of BWL back when Classic was like the only iteration of WoW that was out. But for reference, when I played, bosses like Ragnaros had multiple phases, whereas now we're killing him in I think like a minute. And phases for Ragnaros means that you've passed like a 2 to 3 minute threshold for that fight, and triggered the phase changes. Onyxia would always get out like a deep breath, and a deep breath is like a raid wipe mechanic if you're not paying attention. But now, once again, we're killing Onyxia in like less than 2 minutes, and that's through all of her phases. So it's a pretty crazy like comparison
Hello.
when you really look at it for like between like what WoW used to be and how it is now, especially when you're taking hardcore into account. It's like really crazy. But the allure of hardcore was something that I was not expecting to grasp so firmly onto me, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have a aversion to investing a lot of time into something and then watching it disappear from a simple mistake, or maybe even someone griefing you. So it's just one of those. It was a really unexpected thing for me to grasp on to hardcore this much, let alone to the tanking aspect of it all. Because like I said, I had never played Warrior in Classic for vanilla. I didn't touch Warrior until Cataclysm, and I don't really think I tanked anything officially as a Warrior until the re-release of Wrath of the Lich King. But even then, I was a mage main again in the re-release of Wrath of the Lich King, because I was running a guild with a bunch of my real life friends.
Well met.
Alright, I'm kicking myself for not grabbing the bronze tube that I have in my bank for myself. Because I literally made that bronze tube like 7 levels ago or something like that, and I was like, I'm gonna have this prepped for
Looking for something
when I get to
specific?
Duskwood, and I fumbled the bag, so.
Have a good one.
I do think I'll be logging off here soon, sadly. I'll be running back some more stuff tomorrow for sure. So if you like this kind of content, please feel free to stick around. I'm very passionate about this game. I love to talk, if y'all haven't picked up on that yet. Pretty open book, love to answer questions. I am an officer within this guild, so I do have a certain degree of dedication and like professionalism that I do have to adhere to, so. But other than that, you know, I'm a pretty laid back guy. I don't like drama. I've never liked to deal with it. I've always considered myself a pretty even-headed guy when it comes to this kind of stuff. We've had to part ways with plenty of people that just did not mesh well within this guild. Which is, it's never a fun thing to have to broach. You know, people have their own expectations when it comes to playing this game, and sometimes it just does not mesh well with the environment that we're trying to foster here within our guild. There are plenty of super sweaty people, super sweaty guilds out there. We are not one of them. Like I said earlier, like a lot of our raiders are people that have not done this content before, whether in a softcore or a hardcore setting. Yeah, we tend to, we like to have fun here. Our Discord's always popping and having a good time. We obviously have to kind of settle down and focus in when we're doing new content
Hello.
or raid content in general.
Farewell.
We will be progressing into AQ40, which is something that I haven't personally done in over 20 years, so it'll be real interesting to step foot into that, especially in a tank setting. But yeah, we'd love to have you guys stick around. So make sure you hit that follow button. In my free time, I'm probably going to be on this guy, leveling him up as my backup, and eventually as my main, more than likely, if I can swing that, because I want this gnome to sit on Kel'Thuzad's throne after we kill him in Nax. It is very rare that you see like off-meta races in raiding situations. So playing a gnome warrior and watching him crush, Kel'Thuzad and Naxxramas is like a crazy thought for me. Also, like, this just looks so damn cool. Like, who wouldn't want to see this thing just barreling through content? And maybe we get lucky. Maybe our gear ends up looking something. Oops, not like that. Maybe we end up getting a Thunder Fury tossed in there, But at this moment, all that stuff is all just stuff that we got to work really hard towards. Clearing this content is not as simple as a lot of people make it seem. Once again, that brief lapse in judgment is an easy way to throw out days, weeks, months worth of gameplay for your character. And I think that really adds to the enjoyment of it all personally. As sadistic as that may make me sound.
You need
I don't know.
something?
I love this game. I've loved playing it for years. I'm glad to have found a like-minded guild that wants to go about doing stuff in the same way that I would.
See you around.
I'm feeling what's the word? I want to take a look at my old character, sorry. But yeah, no, I love this game. Love playing it. So even though I've done the same grind multiple times, it's still enjoyable to me as a person. This character, for those that are new to the channel, I made him after I made the first guy. So Lonely Gnome was the first iteration. Lonely Sun was supposed to be the I'm gonna find my dad character as a joke, and then his dad kind of died, so he never found him. But then I guess they got reunited on the softcore realms after everything was done. But yeah, no, this is what I was working with before I died. Had Helm of Endless Rage from the second boss in BWL. This was from an Ixia kill. This is also what drops the world buff for people that are interested in world buffs. When they get dropped, that's what you get, or one of the items you can get. This is from the 5th boss in Molten Core. Yeah, softcore is. Honestly, I use softcore as a training ground for material that I'm not really comfortable with or familiar with. I feel like I have to do my due diligence in making sure that I'm prepared, because while I am not the main tank anymore in the guild, I am one of the tanks that has a responsibility to keep those backline people alive, you know what I mean? So, as cringe as it may sound, I take that role very seriously, you know? I would hate to watch my character die because my tank had a shortcoming, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is the breastplate from ZG that you need to be revered for. I had 3 pieces of tier 2. This was from the first boss. This was from Ragnaros. I still have not gotten this back on my current main character. This is from the second boss as well. You know, I'm glad you brought up the idea of being isekai'd. I am an anime nerd, so I know exactly what that means. If you look in my background, I got my buddy Zoro here. This was a gift from one of my family members during the holidays. I also have a collection of Gunpla that I build in my off time when I do things. This was my MGSD Master Grade deformed Barbados from the Iron-Blooded Orphans anime. And then this big boy right here is my Gundam powered red armor suit. It's got this really freaking cool sword. Gently set this bad boy up there. There we go. And then one of my buddies went to China actually and got this for me. It is just like a cardboard Charizard that he pieced together, which I think is pretty neat, honestly. Then I have tons of other Gunpla that I just haven't put on display quite yet. I have a normal Master Grade Barbados somewhere in my closet that I need to set out. I got a what is it? I have a Master Grade Extreme Gundam Unicorn that has a light system built into it. And I am currently working on the God Gundam, which is the Burning Gundam for the English dub from Mobile Fighter G Gundam. So, yeah, big nerd, in and out of the game. You know, big surprise. Love watching anime. I know a little bit of Japanese because, you know, why not? Been watching this stuff since I was in middle school, so hard to break a habit, you know what I mean? I blame my older brother for showing me Naruto in the original Japanese version. And then, of course, I blame Dragon Ball Z because at one point I figured out that the mouths were not moving exactly how the words were coming out. And that confused me. And so, of course, you do your own little research and realize that Dragon Ball Z is not only not American, it's Japanese. And also, Goku doesn't sound like a manly man at all. He's actually voiced by a woman. So, there you go. Anyway, that was the second iteration of my warrior. Oh yeah, I've been in a Gundam for years. I was making Gunpla stuff when I was a kid. Kind of fell out of it for a bit, and then got back into it as an adult with my own income, you know.
Not ready.
Right, here's the first Lonely Gnome. You don't get to see the buff, sadly, because it does not transfer over to softcore. Oh, Zoids! I love Zoids. I actually had a kit that I pre-ordered that I had to cancel because I was moving state to state, and I couldn't change the shipping address, and I could not reorder it after that, and so I ended up losing out on that kit, which I'm still really sad about. But anyway, this was the first Gnome Warrior that I ever had. Why is it not zooming in? Here we go. Nowhere near as much gear as my first guy, but I did have an epic mount, which was pretty cool. I have yet to get another epic mount after this, but here are those Edgemasters and handguards I was talking about. The Lionheart helm that I had crafted. Yeah, it doesn't even say who it was made by because that person's not even on this server, so. Here's the Savage Gladiator chain that I had. The Alcor Sunraiser that I got. I got this Hand of Justice on my first run of BRD, so I always had to brag about that. Here's the chromatic breastplate that I had from Upper Blackrock Spire. And this was actually how I was kitted out just before I got over here. I actually got this sword, this axe, while I was doing some BWL prep work on the softcore realm. I won this thing with a 14. I actually beat out one of their long-term raiders for it because it was a random BOE drop. Beat out one of their long-term raiders for it, and then ironically enough, Turtle, who is the main tank for our guild, he also died and does some softcore training as well for raiding. He also came over here and ended up beating this guy that I outrolled for a weapon as well. So we've been joking around that anytime we raid and that guy's in there, he's just not going to get loot. That being said though, I think I will have to call it for tonight. I'm at about 2 hours for the stream. I did promise my wife I'd be off at about this time. You know, don't wanna push my limits too much. But yeah, once again, I'm grateful for all you guys that have dropped in. Once again, if you like this kind of content, if you like watching somebody play their character, really push boundaries with their leveling, I'm your guy. Trick, if you're still in here, can attest to how close I like to cut it when it comes to leveling my character. All of my guildies can tell you I like playing in the red when I'm doing stuff. So I'm just not like this hyper safe player. If you like watching raid content, we do raid every Monday, and when I am available to do so, we also raid Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Mondays and Fridays are going to be our big 40-man content days, so Mondays will be our BWL and soon to be AQ40 days. Mondays are being relegated to our Molten Core and Onyxia days. Wednesday, Saturday is our 20-man content, so Zul'Gurub and Encourage. And yeah, like I said, just grateful to have you guys around. If you really do enjoy, being here, if you like listening to me ramble on for an incoherent amount of time, drop a follow so you know when I'm live. I do my best to be on like after I put my kids to bed, so about like 7 Central. Yeah, just glad to have y'all around. If y'all like it, come on back. I'll be here. But I'll catch y'all later. Y'all have a good night.